Hey budget gardeners, Vita Loca here. Join me today as I show you how to go about dividing a balloon flower plant. So let's go. So balloon flowers are a perennial here in my zone 5B climate. In my yard, I have a lot of the purple colored balloon flower. This one here that we're going to divide today is a white colored one. This is the only one I have in my yard, and it's been in my plant nursery since last year. So the roots are definitely coming out of the pot, and I figured it's a good time to pot these up into a bigger pot. And while I'm at it, I figured we might as well divide them together. Now, typically, springtime is the best time to divide your balloon flowers. Here we are in the fall, but I would say that the fall is the second best time to divide your balloon flowers. One thing to keep in mind with balloon flowers is that they have a very long taproot. So they're not the easiest perennial to divide, but it is doable. So I just wanted to mention that just so you're aware. The other thing I want to mention is that these balloon flowers are starting to go to seed. And so once the seed pods are ready for me to collect the seeds, I'll be sure to make a video showing you how to collect the seeds from your balloon flower. Because they are a perennial that is hard to divide, I would say that collecting the seeds from balloon flower and sowing the seeds, propagating the plant that way is an equally effective way to have this plant in your garden. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this plant out of the pot and I'll show you what I'm going to do to divide it. So the first thing we're going to do is just remove the plant out of the pot. And then I want to take off as much of the soil as I can from the roots, just so we can see what we have to work with. And you can see that the roots are very dense, which makes it, for sure, a harder plant to divide. But it is possible. And if there was some leeway here, I would definitely just kind of tug and pull it apart. But upon initial inspection, I can tell you that this plant does not want to be tugged apart. So my next best option is I'm going to use this tool here, which is a handsaw. And I'm looking for a place where I can divide this plant. And I think that what I'm going to do is just divide it right down in the center here. And just by doing that, I now have two good pieces. This has a nice root system to it, and this has a nice root system to it. I don't want to go ahead and divide it down any further than this because there is a high risk that if I do that, I might end up losing the roots off of one of these plants here. So I'm going to keep these the way they are. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to pot these back up. And I'm just using a pot that is about the same size as what I was using before. Even though this is not a proven winner plant, I do save all my pots and I recycle them. So I'm just going to put a little bit of dirt in here. But because the roots are so long, I'm now going to put the plant in. And then I'm going to backfill in the pot with more dirt. And I definitely want to make sure I give this a good drink of water. And then this is going to go back down into my plant nursery. And next year, when I go shopping for plants to plant in my yard, we will find these beautiful white balloon flower and we will plant them somewhere where they'll be happy out in my landscape. I love dividing my plants. And honestly, the plants are also happier when you divide them. And who doesn't love free plants? It just adds more plants to put in your landscape. And if you don't need those plants, you can always give them away. There are so many perennials out there that benefit from a good division. So definitely don't be afraid to divide your perennials. I hope you're enjoying your gardens, and until the next video, make it a great day with gardening.